Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome to the Disney Bartender. Well, name pending because we're probably gonna change that. But this is a really fun series where I am going through every single Disney movie and creating a cocktail inspired by it. But today we are gonna be doing the Three Caballeros, so we will be making Birds of a Feather flights. Either as shots or flights, and I'm going to tell you how you can make them different. I will say I prefer them as shots, but it is 3 different types of liquor, so if you do 3 different types of liquor shots, probably going to get a little bit sick. So we're going to do flights and make it a little bit easier on our stomachs today, and I cannot wait to share. It's been so long since I've had a Disney Bartender video, and I wanted specifically to wait for this one so that it would come out this week on Cinco de Mayo. So I'm really excited to talk about like some Hispanic liquors and talk about the Three Caballeros, and I am just so excited. If you're not already, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below for more Disney and Orlando videos. And I just want to put a little disclaimer now that I work with the Walt Disney Company that all of these recipes were created in my own timing. Wait, what's the other thing I have to say? And that these recipes are my own and I do not speak for the Walt Disney brand or the company. And yeah, I usually dress up for these videos to represent the theme. I unfortunately don't have any Three Caballeros merch, which is a big shame. So I'm wearing this shirt which has Donald on it, so he's one of the 3. So I've got Mr. Donald with me today. But let's go ahead and jump into it. So first off, I wanted to talk about the Three Caballeros, and to be honest, there's not a lot of information about them. Well, not about them, but like about the movie itself. There's not a ton of fun facts and things like that, and it's going in a pretty similar direction with the other films that we've covered so far. You know, World War II, smaller budget, so that's when they started producing these package films. The first package film was Saludos Amigos, which I decided not to cover because, to be completely honest with you, it's one of my least favorite Disney movies. And the Saludos Amigos and Three Caballeros are very similar, and a lot of the characters are the same, so I just decided to skip right into the Three Caballeros. So yes, package film. It's the second package film. I believe there were 6 in the 40s, and this is the second of the 6. Package films were just made at a time when the company was on a very limited budget, which was happening right now in World War II. And this movie, one of my favorite facts about it is that it was actually part of the Good Neighbor policy, which was implemented by FDR. And so essentially the United States really wanted to have good relations with Latin America in World War II and at other times, and so they wanted to formulate a good neighbor relationship with them. And the easiest way to do this was with Walt Disney because the characters were so recognizable down there, like Mickey Mouse. So they created a couple of films like Saludos Amigos and the Three Caballeros to form a good relationship with their Latin neighbors. So that's a really cool fun fact that I like to share. But anyway, talking about the Three Caballeros. So this film was released in Mexico City on December 21st, 1944. It had its first release in Mexico City and then its second release in the United States on February 3rd, 1945. It was directed by Norman Ferguson, Clyde Geronimi, Jack Kinney, Bill Roberts, and Harold Young. A lot of people we've heard from before in previous videos. A story by Homer Brightman, Ernest Ferrazas, Ted Sears, Bill Peet, Ralph Wright, Elmer Plummer, Roy Williams, William Cottrell, Del Connell, and James Bordero. It was produced by Walt Disney, starring Clarence Nash, Jose Oliveira, and Joaquin Garay. Music by Edward J. Plum, Paul J. Smith, and Charles Walcott. And yeah, that's really the majority of the facts that I have about this movie. It is one of the first feature-length films to incorporate traditional animation with live-action actors. There, of course, were a bunch of shorts before this, like Alice in Wonderland, but this one is one of the first to be a full-length feature with the animation mixed with the actors. Fun fact, I actually watched this for the first time a couple of months ago in preparation for this video. Actually, a lot of the package films and films from the next few videos I've never seen before. Like, I've never seen Melody Time, I've never seen Fun and Fancy Free. So these are going to be all brand new movies for me, and Three Caballeros was so good. I loved it. But it was really fun funny to me, the beach scene when Donald is chasing after all the girls, and you can clearly tell that it was filmed on a studio lot. Like you can see the wall behind them at the beach. So it's really cool to see how far we've come, but really cool to recognize that this is one of the first to incorporate animation and live actors. Oh, also in this movie, it was revealed that Donald's birthday is on March 13th, which is interesting because the Walt Disney Company officially recognizes Donald Duck's birthday as June 9th, which is my dad's birthday. No wonder why my father is so stubborn. But so yes, his birthday is recognized as June 9th because that's when his first film came out, but in this movie it is recognized as March 13th, Friday the 13th. Like, you know that I can hear that, right?
Stop talking.
No, I didn't. So now going into the liquors. So we're using some different liquors today. I'm so excited because we're making 3 completely different drinks and they're all gonna be so different and unique, and I cannot wait for you guys to taste these. But anyway, let's just talk about them. So I'm gonna start with Bacardi because Bacardi was the one that I had the most information on. So Bacardi is gonna be representing Donald Duck, and I wanted to do Donald Duck as Bacardi because we are doing Brazil for Jose Carioca, and we're also doing El Jimador for Mexico and Panchito. And so Bacardi, I felt like represented the Caribbean, and obviously I'm Cuban, so I really wanted to pick like a Cuban rum. So Bacardi is a really cool rum. If you don't know what rum is, it's made from sugarcane molasses, so it's a little bit on the sweeter side typically. Bacardi was founded on February 4th, 1862 by Don Facundo Bacardi Masao in Santiago de Cuba. And while they had started their distillery, his wife saw a colony of bats in the rafters and was inspired to include them on the bottle. You can see the little bat up here. She wanted to put the bats in the bottle because Spanish and Cuban Taino Indians refer to bats as symbols of good luck, good health, family unity, and good fortune. So that's a really cool fact. I thought was really neat. When the distillery was made, a coconut palm was planted in the front of the building, and it's really interesting. This coconut palm, which was referred to as El Coco, actually withstood a fire at the distillery, 5 earthquakes, and numerous hurricanes over the years, and so it became a symbol of the Bacardi family's resilience and perseverance. But unfortunately in 1960, all of Bacardi operations and assets were seized by revolutionary government people, and they basically decided to take everything. And at the same time, in the same year, El Coco, this big coconut tree, actually withered and died, which is kind of crazy. Yeah. And so I think 7 years later, I believe, the family and business were forced to exile, and so now the company is run out of Puerto Rico and Mexico as well as the United States. So it's always going to be like a Cuban heritage, but it is made in different countries now. Now going to cachaça is how you pronounce it. This is a Brazilian liquor, and Blake actually told me about this one. And this one is actually very similar to rum, but the difference between this one and regular rum is that regular rum is made from a sugarcane molasses, whereas this one is made from fresh sugarcane juice. And cachaça can only be made in Brazil. I'm sorry, I hope I'm saying that correctly. It can only be made in Brazil, whereas rum can be made pretty much anywhere. But usually rum is a higher alcohol by volume than cachaça. So I actually want to test that out. Let's see. This Bacardi bottle is... Where's the proof? Okay, so the Bacardi rum is 40% alcohol by volume. And let's see this one. This one is, oh, this one's the same, 40% alcohol by volume. So I don't know, that's what I learned from doing research online, was that rum typically has a higher ABV, but I guess these two are the same. And I really couldn't find any information about 51 cachaça specifically, but this was the one that they had at the liquor store, and I wanted to get one that was truly Brazilian, so this is the one we went with. And then lastly for Panchito, our little Mexican firecracker, we've got El Jimador, and I'm really excited for this one. This drink was like the first one I came up with because Panchito is just so funny, and you know, he's crazy and wild, so I wanted to make a drink that represents him. And El Jimador, as a lot of people know, tequilas, now there are a ton of celebrity tequilas, and I really wanted to get a tequila that was made in Mexico by Mexicans and supporting Mexican families, and that is exactly what El Jimador is. Interestingly enough, this is actually made at Casa, I believe it's Casa Herradura. Let me make sure I'm saying it correctly. Yes, it's made at Casa Herradura, which is in Arnatitan, Jalisco. I believe I'm saying that correctly. And it's made from blue agave. And what's interesting about this is it's the same facilities that makes Herradura tequila, but this one was inspired by the people that actually work at the distillery, which are called Jimadores. And I thought that that was super cool. And the goal of El Jimador was to make liquor and tequila more accessible to those families and to those people. So that's exactly what we have here. And I just thought that was a really fun fact. So yeah. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into making these drinks. So the first one that we are going to make is this one for Jose Carioca, and I want to include that one because he was like really the first of the Three Caballeros. You know, he was inspired by his Brazilian cartoonist, I believe is the correct word, animator I should say. We're gonna be making a drink called caipirinha. And like I said, all of these drinks can be made as shots or as flights, but we are gonna be specifically doing a flight, so I'll teach you that, but I'll show you how to make it a shot if you wanna make it a shot. Okay, so what we're going to do is take a lime and cut it into half, and then from that half, you're going to want to cut the half into wedges. So I'm probably gonna cut it into about 4 wedges to make it easier to squeeze and muddle. So in a shaker, we are going to squeeze in our half of a lemon. So I got 4 wedges from that half of the lemon. So squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. I actually need to take a TikTok video as well. So let's take a video. Well, guess we won't be squeezing that one. Okay, so once you have your lime squeezed, we are going to add 2 teaspoons of sugar. I probably should have said in the beginning what you need to make this. I totally forgot, but just lime, sugar, and the liquor is all you need. And then we're gonna muddle that sucker up. So we're gonna just muddle the limes with the sugar. Now this is like right up my alley because I love mojitos, and this is gonna be very similar to a mojito. All right, once it's nice and muddled, we are going to add into this cup 2 ounces of the cachaça. 2 ounces in. And then in the glass, as well as in here, we are going to add some ice and shake it on up. And then we're just gonna pour it on over the ice. Sorry, I'm trying to do this as well as TikTok. I'm very versatile. Okay. Ooh, actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and pour in the whole thing because it has the lime and the sugar in here. And I really want the lime to be part of the drink, so. This one I don't think I'm gonna garnish, but if you wanted to, you could put a lime wedge. I think would be good because he's obviously green, but it has the limes in it, so I think that that's perfect because Jose is green, and it just goes along perfectly. Next up is the one that I've been looking forward to for so long, which is the Panchito drink. So this one is gonna be a lot of fun. So obviously Panchito is red, and I wanted to do strawberries for him. So for this one, you're gonna need strawberries, limes, and a jalapeno, as well as some simple syrup and the tequila. This one I'm probably gonna use maybe like 2 strawberries or 3. It's really up to your discretion how sweet you want it. And same thing with the jalapeno. Jalapenos are obviously super spicy, and this one is super small. So if you wanted to make it less spicy, use less slices, more spicy, more slices. For me, I'm not a big spice girl, so I'm just gonna use 1 slice and then 3 strawberries. And the reason that I wanted to include the jalapeno is because, of course, Panchito is a firecracker. He is crazy, he is wild, and I wanted to add a little bit of spice to the drink. So the strawberries are nice because they add a little bit of sweetness, but then the jalapeno is going to add some spice. So I think it's gonna taste really good. I'm hoping so, at least. And for this one is gonna be more of a shot. It's gonna be more on the stronger side, but if you wanted to do this as a drink, you can easily just add sour mix to it and make it into a margarita. But this one is gonna be pretty strong, very much like a shot. If you wanted to do tequila shots on Cinco de Mayo, this is like a really good recipe. Just make this without the ice that I'm gonna be adding, and you have a shot. Same thing with this first drink. If you made it without the ice, it would be a shot. And yeah. Okay, so in your shaker, again, you're gonna go ahead and add your strawberries as well as your jalapeno. I'm just adding 1 slice to mine. And then I'm going to also add a half of a lime, again, just like with Jose's drink. And for this one, we are going to muddle it up. And this one, you especially want to muddle up the strawberries because that's what's going to turn the drink red. So get those strawberries nice and muddled, as well as the jalapeno, so that way you can get some of the spice incorporated throughout your drink. Once you have it nice and muddled, we are going to add our tequila. So again, it's going to be 2 ounces of tequila. And we're gonna add some ice again, as well as 1 ounce of simple syrup. All right, once you've got your ice in the shaker, let's go ahead and shake this bad boy up. It won't go on. This one, I don't think I'm gonna put the ice in the cup. I think I'm just gonna strain it and hopefully it's red enough, but we might have to put some if the, oh yes, it's red! Just like I was hoping. All of the fruit is getting the alcohol stuck. Okay. In the shaker. Okay, I added a little bit more ice to get it to the same amount of liquid in both cups, and it's perfect. It's like perfectly red. And to top it off, we are gonna use a strawberry again. So you're just gonna take a strawberry and cut it lengthwise into probably like 3 or 4 slices, but don't take off the top half. You want the green part to stay on so that you can fan it out like a rooster. So that's gonna be our topping for this one. And lastly, my dear friend Donald. So let's empty out our shaker and do our last drink. This is probably the easiest of the cocktails, so do not fret if the others were too intense. This one is super easy. It's just going to be Bacardi as well as blue curacao and lemonade. Super, super easy one. And all we are going to do is add ice to both the cup as well as the shaker. And so we are going to make this one with 2 ounces of Bacardi. Then we are going to use probably 1 ounce of lemonade. And then I would wager to say 1 ounce of blue curacao. Again, this is all to preference. So if you make them and you decide it's too sweet, you can add less curacao, more lemonade, you know, whatever you'd like, extra rum. And if you wanted to do this as a shot, I would say lessen the amount of rum and just no ice, and you'd have a very delicious shot on your hands. Once again, shake, shake, shake. And we're gonna pour that one in. And then for Donald, we are very simply gonna top his off with a lemon slice because obviously Donald has yellow feet and a yellow bill, so we're gonna add a little bit of yellow to it, especially since this drink has lemonade. And ta-da! We made our Three Caballeros drinks. So like I said, if you wanted to do these as shots, super easy. No ice for any of them. For most of them, I would take it down to 1 ounce of alcohol instead of 2 ounces. If you wanted to do them as a true flight, these are pretty much great flights, but I would say for the panchito, the middle one, you can do this as a margarita and add a little bit of sour mix. And yes, our birds of the feather flight is complete. I'm so happy. It's so adorable. And now I want to take some pictures. Thank you everybody so much for watching my video. I really appreciate you watching. I hope that this one was pretty easy to follow along. I know this is like our first time making 3 drinks in one sitting, so I hope that you liked that. And we'll be back soon with more of the Disney Bartender series. So yay! Have a magical week, everyone. See you on Thursday with a new vlog. Bye, guys. This is a Brazilian liqueur, and Blake actually told me about this one.